I never imagined I'd be writing this, never thought I'd be the guy who wakes up one night to realize the life he thought he knew is crumbling beneath him. My wife, Emily, the woman I married after 7 years together, the one I trusted with everything, was cheating. It started slowly, small things. A text from a colleague she didn't mention, longer hours at work, a phone that was suddenly always face down, never in sight. I told myself it was nothing, stress, work, life. But deep down, I felt it. Something was wrong. The first real confirmation came late one night. I was half asleep, wandering downstairs for water, and I saw her sitting on the couch, phone glowing in her hands. She jumped when she noticed me, locking the screen immediately. "Can't sleep?" she asked, trying to smile. My stomach sank. I knew. Days later, I confronted her. "Are you seeing someone else?" I asked, voice trembling. She looked at me like I'd asked the impossible. Then she said it, soft and hesitant. "Yes." I didn't mean for it to happen. I felt lonely, and Mark, he was there. Everything broke inside me. My trust, my sense of reality, even the home we shared, all of it shattered in that moment. I tried to ask why, but there was no answer that could make sense. Fear, loneliness, temptation, these had driven her into someone else's arms. I moved out a week later, quietly, no shouting, no doors slammed. Just me, packing my life into a small apartment across town, leaving behind a home that was once ours. The first weeks were unbearable. Sleep refused me. I wandered the apartment, staring at empty walls. Every memory of Emily was tainted by betrayal. I tried to focus on work, but every task felt hollow. Friends called, but I ignored them. I needed to process, to survive. Time passed, slowly and painfully. I took up running at night, long trails where I could let my thoughts spiral and settle. I picked up photography again, wandering the streets with a camera, capturing life without the weight of loss for a few moments. I read old books, revisited old hobbies. Each small act was like a stitch in a garment I thought had been torn forever. Months later, I met Clara. She was at a photography exhibit downtown, standing quietly in front of a black and white image of a deserted street. I noticed her attention to detail, the gentle way she held her coffee cup, and something about her drew me in. We spoke at first about the photo, casual observations. Then, unexpectedly, the conversation grew. She was curious, kind, funny, and I found myself opening up in ways I hadn't in months. There was no pretense, no past looming over us. Just conversation, laughter, and a sense that maybe, just maybe, the world could feel normal again. We started meeting more, coffee, walks, long talks that stretched until sunset. No rush, no pressure, no shadows of betrayal. I never spoke much of Emily at first, but slowly, over time, I told Clara the truth. She listened patiently, without judgment, letting me share the pain I thought I'd carry forever. Emily and Mark eventually parted ways. I don't know why, and I don't care. That chapter was closed, and the only thing that mattered was that I had reclaimed myself. Being cheated on changes you. It breaks you, yes, but it also teaches resilience. I learned to value myself, to set boundaries, to recognize the difference between love that nurtures and love that destroys. I found strength I didn't know I had, and slowly I began to believe in love again. With Clara, I discovered connection without betrayal, trust without fear. I laughed freely again. I slept peacefully. I woke up in a space that was mine, and I felt gratitude instead of despair. Life didn't erase the pain, but it offered something better, a chance to heal, to grow, to live fully again. Now, a year later, I look back and realize how far I've come. Betrayal could have broken me completely. Instead, it became the catalyst for change. I'm not the same man I was 7 years ago. I'm stronger, wiser, and, most importantly, capable of loving again without fear. Life doesn't always give closure. Sometimes it gives a chance to start over, and sometimes that chance is the most precious gift you can ever receive.